For years, I've realized that my approach to coaching and training small businesses is different than almost anything I learned traditionally in marketing and how other people often teach and train. Why? Because it's been based on years of people showing up in my classes that had little or no marketing dollars, and I developed my own system of how to market your business that way on the ground through referrals and on the web, so that when you're paying for marketing dollars, they're boosting the core system that's already working. Most of my work was inspired by my training in the martial art of Aikido because it's so unique than others. It's about energy. It's about redirecting. It's about that little point that has the maximum payoff. It's about your opponent being dropped in an area they least expect. But it's about being responsible for your well-being and theirs. It's about coming from a center and grounded place and moving so that you have a fortitude, a strength, but a strength like bamboo, not brittle like a pine tree. But then when I talked to people in the field that were very knowledgeable and had done much more training than me, they'd say, well, your approach is more than just Aikido. It's something else because you're pulling in this philosophy and this. I went, okay, what's the word? I don't want to call it the Brossman process. And then I worked with ChatGPT on brainstorming. I said, come on, make up images, all types of images. And then it made up this image. I went, well, I got to make sure that the kanji's correct. It looked like ki, but I wanted to cross-check it. And so I checked with someone in Japan and say, yeah, that's good enough. That's more calligraphy, more the free form that's there, but you're okay with that. And I went, this describes it. This describes what I've hammered out, like chiseling into stone, my own approach that really works. Now, it's not easy, but I said it's a competitive advantage without spending a lot more money. And when you do the work to understand what that unique only you have right now is, which can change, and the unique customer that's the right person for you and who they're not, and you understand the journey of them finding you and all those aspects of it, it not only can give you a competitive advantage over your competition, but you'll start anticipating where to go next, where your customer will need you, but your competition hasn't thought to go there. And it has a lot of qualities to the dynamic quality of the martial art Aikido, but much more. So when I came up with this, the key of marketing, I went, that's it. That's what I've been doing. That's how I think. That's how I work. It's when I'm coaching. It's like, how do I make the minimum change that integrates with the system, that blends with their system and the dynamics in their community, and then moves them faster forward in the direction they want to go. And it has to be win-win, because otherwise you'd have to move in a small business. You have to think these things through. It doesn't mean you can't be fierce when you have fierce competition. It allows for a lantern to guide you, a shield to protect you when you develop the shell. I mean, it does take work, and a sword when you need to move quickly and fiercely to protect things or to move or address someone who's attacking your credibility or reputation online. And knowing the right levels of escalating. It fits in with reputation monitoring. It fits in with dealing with conflict and how you can use it as a grindstone to make you stronger. More exciting is it as a human quality that's showing up of giving still a competitive advantage in our AI era. And each time something occurs from, okay, now blockchain showing up. Okay, now we're in a pandemic. Okay, now we had this crash. I've been perfecting it and honing it and going, yes, this is it. No, this needs to be slightly changed. It's about knowing the right response because you're coming from a very clear center that's grounded but flexible of what your vision and mission is. In training since 2006, statewide from Murphy to Mania through the Small Business Center. Now, my business started in 1995, but the really honing of the next level of this, where I transferred it from one-on-one coaching to small business, was as I was working with small businesses that would show up in my classes. Well, these are free classes, and what would happen is someone would show up and said, I spent money on marketing, it didn't work, I still want to keep my ice cream stand going or whatever else. I'm here hoping to find answers. Or I'm opening a hot dog stand and the inspector said I have to replace the fry machine, so I'm going to have $19 in the cash drawer and we open Monday. Or my partner left me in the business and now I have enough assets, but I don't have marketing dollars. How can I take it from here? And then working with them to build up and getting true measurable results. You can see it. You can see in my testimonials. You can see it with videos with people. I started to hone not what I thought it was, but what actually worked. But it all came from this center, this kind of a approach I had developed, where I started mapping early on the concepts of Aikido, then letting it evolve into my own technique, then applying it in the real world, and then keeping what worked and letting go what didn't work. And it's funny because people often say, I did it the Martin way, or I heard your voice in my head and it got me to take action, or I had a problem with the crowd and I was applying what you learned. Well, that came all from this evolution, this approach. It has to come from a clear, grounded place, clear direction, clear vision, and then we're letting the tools of the market hone us and make us sharper and better. Just like my martial arts instructor said, if I train you well and you're stopped in a dark alley and there's no way except deal with it right there, you're going to think, oh, an opportunity to practice. That's the vision for when competition shows up. Oh, I've got new competition. Now I have a chance to be even better. One of the things I remember from my Aikido instructor, he said, John Lamont was his name, you're starting to master Aikido when you learn to love the mat. Well, that meant falling. That meant not succeeding. That meant failing. And this is equally true in business. We gain confidence and unstoppability by failing and getting back up, learning from it, and not letting it stop us, and taking those calculated risks. And to hear how businesses truly implement this. Again, I didn't say it's easy. I said it doesn't cost lots of money, and how they start anticipating the next product or service their customer needs. It's extraordinary. This is me introducing you to the key of marketing, developed by myself, Martin Brossman. And those that have experienced it, love to hear your comments, because I think now that you hear it, you can sort of hear it in everything I teach, how I approach teaching, how I approach problems in the room. Many have said that when I'm training, it's like I'm able to hear what multiple people or almost the room needs, and then how to blend it together in my in-person training. And that's it. I use both the logical mind and the intuitive mind grounded in reality. This is success coach and trainer Martin Brossman. Let me hear your views. If you've been in my class, then you go, yep, that's it. I'd love to hear that as well. Have a great day and make sure to click subscribe and the bell.